ba.
Welcome to
Here's where things get weird.
starring me, Harmony.
And me, Jackie.
I hated that.
Can you keep holding the mic for me? Thanks.
No, you wish.
I'm going to do the
Where's the
whole
little
episode
clip
like
for it?
this. It's right there. I just don't like it.
What the hell?
But I guess I should use it. I should use it.
So here's the thing.
What up?
If this is your first episode here, welcome.
Welcome.
If this is not your first episode here and you've listened to anything else that we have put out, I don't know. Here's the thing. I have ADHD. It's hard for me to stick to a specific format. Not impossible, and I will do it.
Not impossible.
But
Just really hard.
and then for Jackie,
I like going off the cuff.
you like going off the cuff.
I just am that way.
Yeah. And you're good at it.
But it's terrible for listening.
So I don't know. We're playing around with the format. Today Jackie is going to present a topic to me. I know kind of generally what this might be about, but I don't have any details.
Generally, like, we share maybe the most minute detail with each other just to make sure we're not going to accidentally cover the same thing. And then other than that, we try to, like, not tell each other what we're doing.
I have a sociology background. Jackie has a neuroscientist background.
And psychology.
That's kind of how we met. We will talk
Kind of.
about our story of how we met at some point. I feel like that's a pretty weird story.
Yeah, that is a weird story. We haven't talked about it in a long time either.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't get to find that out here because we have other shit to talk about.
Maybe we'll do that as a bonus episode and put it on Patreon.
A little bonus episode? Sure. Bonus epi.
Go ahead. Tell us what we're talking about today.
No.
No. Do you
You
want me to read your notes?
Yeah, do it. There you go.
That would be an interesting format. We
You'd be
prepare
all,
notes.
what? As you're reading it.
Your little Mario.
Do you see Mario? He's like, he's just peeking
It was
through.
extra funny because you were like hiding behind your tablet, and
And
then
Mario
Mario is
comes out.
also peeking.
Mario's all, Yeah.
So, you want to just jump into it?
Sure. Without further ado, here is where things get weird. Okay, so this segment I would like to call Popes Trying to Cope.
Popes trying to cope.
Popes are trying to cope. The reason why is can you guess? What do you think I'm going to talk about?
Well, you did give me a little bit, like basically a headline of this topic, which was something about putting a dead pope on trial.
It's true. A dead pope was put on trial. And I don't mean that a pope was like, dead and they were like, oh, okay, let's, have a court case and
somebody will be assigned to defend his honor.
That did happen, but he was there. The dead pope was there. And he had been dead for like 9 months. Yeah, they dug him up and put him on trial.
So what?
This is called the Cadaver Synod, by the way. Do you know what a synod is?
No.
I had no idea what a synod is.
What is that?
It's like a gathering. It's like a religious?
The Cadaver Synod.
So a synod...
Band name called it.
It's pretty dope for a band name, but I think it's already been called for a long time now. Well, it's been over 1,000 years.
As a band name, though?
Maybe not as a band name specifically. So
you're saying there's a chance.
You're telling me there's a chance. The Cadaver Synod. So a synod is like a gathering. It's like an attendance where you have a bunch of holy figures, religious figures that come together to make determinations about stuff. I guess. That's the best my understanding is of what a synod is. So the Cadaver Synod is like a colloquial nickname for this synod where they dug up a dead body and they put him on trial to take away his popehood.
Take away his popehood. But he was already dead. So it's like taking away...
his right to go to heaven, I guess. I have no idea. Or something.
Damn, that's brutal.
It's brutal. I think it's...
What did he do?
Yeah. A lot of things. So, okay. Let's talk about it. So this is properly known as the ecclesiastical trial of Pope Formosus. Formosus, yeah. Who had been dead for about 9 months. And he was buried in the Basilica of St. John Lateran in Rome during January 897.
January 8th of...
No, January 897. The year 897.
Oh boy, okay.
This is before we even hit 1,000.
Oh, so his... Wait, was he like Did they mummify his body, or was he just a skeleton? Like, what was the
He was
situation?
well, so they have, I don't know, but like they have paintings of this trial.
Oh my
Although I don't
goodness.
think the paintings were made that at that time. I think there might have been some renditions made later to like commemorate the event. I have no idea, but
Wow.
if you do look at the images, which we will make sure we put up somewhere, Instagram or wherever,
Instagram.
but like there's a pretty famously detailed painting that is quite weird looking. The image is a skeleton in Pope regalia up on trial. Are you all right?
Yeah,
Hello.
sorry. I had a hair or a bug or something on my back, and it was deeply upsetting to me. Ugh.
Try to keep it contained.
I'm sorry. You were talking about something creepy. I felt something in my back. I was like, the Pope has come for me. Now is the end.
So basically, yeah, he's buried at this time in the oldest of the basilicas, which are like, I don't know. It's where
Like
popes,
tombs, right?
to my understanding, it's like a place where popely business is done,
Right.
and their tomb is there.
Right.
And now there's like four of them. But at the time, this was the only one. This is the oldest one. And the trial is conducted by Pope Stephen VI, the successor to Formosis's successor, who was Pope Boniface the Sixth.
These names.
Yeah, Boniface. Boniface? Boniface?
How's it
Boniface?
spelled?
I don't know. It looks like Bonyface.
Bony
Yeah,
faced.
but it is Italian, so I have no idea how to pronounce it. So there was Formosus, and then he was Pope. He died, and then Pope Boniface took over. Like literally, I don't know. I have it here somewhere, but he basically died immediately after. And then this next guy, Stephen the Sixth, took over and dug up Formosus's body and put him on trial. What's interesting about this time period is that Italy is just bananas.
This was
There's
pre-medieval times, right?
Yeah, this is, I guess so. I'm not really sure what constitutes medieval times. What they accused Formosus of was perjury, having accepted the papacy illegally, and illegally presiding over more than one diocese at the same time. I don't know what a diocese. They called it a see, I guess.
I've heard that word before, but I don't.
Yeah, a see is like a region that a bishop would be in charge of.
Oh, sure. Okay. Like
Yeah.
his district.
Yeah, it's like your district. And you can't, like, according to law at that time, I don't know if this is still the law. It probably is. But you can't do more than one district at a time because they were afraid that popes would like start taking over,
Like
get like become a king. Yeah.
a valid fear.
A lot of stuff was happening around this time.
A reasonable fear.
In fact, what was it? I have the notes here somewhere. If it's not obvious, Italy was experiencing extreme political instability at this time. Just so much weird stuff was happening. It's from the middle of the 9th century to the middle of the 10th century, where you just see a rapid succession of pontiffs, right? So, like,
Were they just dying off a bunch?
sometimes, sometimes other weird stuff, probably getting killed. Like,
Sure.
so, and this is worth investigating further. It's just that when I tried to investigate it, there's too much information about it. We could probably do a future episode on just popehood happening at this
Popes,
time.
popes, 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 popes. Everybody.
Yes. Popes, everybody. You heard it here first.
By the way, the year 897 is considered the early Middle Ages.
Early Middle Ages. Okay. So between the years 872 and 965, 24 popes were appointed.
Good grief.
That's a lot of popes. That's too many popes.
Too many popes.
Too many popes. And between 896 and 904, so like an even narrower window, there was an average of one pope per year.
One pope per year. Wow. Yeah, there was definitely some nefarious stuff going on.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like I said, Formosus's successor, like, immediately died. He, like, became pope and died right away.
That's bananas.
And then the next guy was like,
And they're
Formosus is on
supposed
trial.
to be the godliest among us.
So, well, sometimes being the godliest means you have to kill the next godliest. Okay, so these brief papal reigns were often the result of political machinations of Rome's factions. But unfortunately, like I said, there were a bunch of different districts that these popes would be in charge of and stuff like that. Or not popes, the bishops would be in charge of, right? I don't know if it's like, oh, there's too many things happening in too short of a period. They were probably trying to figure some stuff out. I have no idea, but most of the documentation on this doesn't exist. It like didn't survive, I guess is the way to say
Sure.
it. Yeah, so that being said, there's not really much to know about it. It's like if they had recorded it better, if those documents did survive, we'd know a little more about why it was so weird.
Hmm.
But
Sure.
yeah, who knows? Anyway, Formosus, just talking about Formosus, he became bishop of Porto Santa Rufina in 864. And to put it into context, he was already pretty old by then. He was like 80 years old when he died, right?
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
That's really old for that time.
Yeah. So during the pontificate of Pope Nicholas I is when he became bishop. He becomes bishop in 864. 2 years later, 866, he's appointed to Bulgaria, right? By the Pope at that time, Nicholas. The Bulgarian ruler, his name was Boris, asked the Pope to appoint him as Archbishop of Bulgaria.
Okay.
So he wasn't the archbishop at that time. He was a legate or whatever. Like that was his job. He did legal stuff. But everybody really liked him in Bulgaria, and they liked him so much they were like, "Could you just be an archbishop here?" Right? And but Pope Nicholas said, "No, you can't do that." Right? Because the bishops had a see, and Formosus already had a see somewhere else. So he wasn't able to be a bishop in Bulgaria at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's not like you can just switch either. That's like a whole other thing there's a law about. Because basically, doing that is sort of seen as being ambitious. And apparently, being ambitious is equated to being evil at this time because you're trying to take power away from people who are supposed to properly own that power,
Sure.
right? So, yada yada. So Pope Nicholas refused the permission, right, because of that law that prohibited bishops from having more than one episcopal see. Oh, right. Here's the word for it: a fiefdom. It's to keep bishops from building their own fiefdoms.
A fiefdom.
Right, and a fiefdom is sort of like your own little kingdom starting up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So apparently that was a common enough occurrence that they needed a law about it.
Sure.
Right. Bishops were just taking power, man.
I mean,
But I mean, if people really liked Formosus, so in Bulgaria they really did.
also the Catholic Church had a lot of power in general at this time.
To be clear, people in Bulgaria liked Formosus so much that it actually became a serious issue.
Oh no.
Yeah, because they needed a bishop, right? You had to have a bishop,
Mm-hmm.
and they wanted Formosus. And the problem was that so long as Formosus was alive, they wouldn't take anybody else. They were like, he's going to be our bishop. And Formosus wanted to be their bishop,
Oh boy.
right?
Mm-hmm.
It became an issue. In 875, shortly after Charles the Bald
Wow.
became shortly after his imperial coronation, Formosus fled to Rome in fear of the then Pope John VIII.
Mm-hmm.
Only a year later, John VIII issued a series of accusations against Formosus and his buddies, saying that Formosus had corrupted the mind of Bulgarians. It literally, here's the quote: Formosus had corrupted the mind of the Bulgarians so that, as long as Formosus is alive, they will not accept any other bishop from the Apostolic See.
Wow.
That he and his conspirators had attempted to usurp the papacy from John the Eighth. So this is what he's saying about Formosus, and that's why John the Eighth became hostile towards Formosus.
I see.
This is all bullshit, by the way. Or, well, Bulgarians really wanted Formosus, but Formosus wasn't trying to usurp John the Eighth,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, like, that was just to throw him under the bus and get him attacked.
Why did they like him so much? Do you know?
No idea.
Interesting.
But I know that it threatened Nicholas, and it threatened, they were
John
like,
D.
John the Eighth. It threatened enough people that they were like, we can't have that guy over there.
Yeah.
Right? Because they really liked him. So he probably would have become something higher than Pope, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like, or he would have become a ruler of some kind, right?
Oh, sure.
Possibly even end up the emperor of Italy somehow, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot of guys were doing a lot of weird stuff at this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, so John the Eighth said, Formosus is doing all this stuff that's not acceptable, that he had deserted his see in Porto, and that he was currently conspiring against the salvation of the state and Charles the Bald, who was then emperor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Formosus and his associates were then excommunicated.
Mm-hmm.
They had to go to court, and they had everything removed about them. They're no longer holy people,
Okay.
right? They don't belong to the
Title revoked.
anything, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, title completely revoked. Nothing to do with us. They're not holy people, blah, 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 blah.
Sure.
At a council in Troyes in 879, John likely reaffirmed that Formosus's excommunication. He confirmed that it happened and condemned those who plundered church property. That's what they're saying. They plundered church property.
Not the plundering.
Some claimed that Formosus repented and swore lifelong restrictions, but those claims are doubtful
Okay.
because there's really no good documentation that he was there. And in fact, there's documentation saying Formosus wasn't even actually there for it.
Interesting.
After John VIII died in 882,
Mm-hmm.
Formosus's troubles ended.
Oh, really?
There's no more problem, right? Because the whole
Like
problem
actually ended?
yeah, there was no problem with because John VIII was the problem,
Sure.
right? But Formosus's troubles ended, and he returned to power, becoming Pope in 891.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever happened, he was able to get his bishophood again, and then eventually become Pope in 891.
Okay.
But his earlier conflict was later used against him at that synod, the Cadaver Synod, where he was dug up after he died.
Mm-hmm.
Where his corpse was accused of ambition, perjury, and illegally acting as bishop, all tied to an oath he supposedly swore years earlier.
What the fuck? So what was the triggering event for that?
So this is all like politically motivated.
Yeah.
Why dig up this dead guy and say you can't be Pope when he already was Pope and died Pope, right? And they recognized it was a stupid thing to do at the time.
Mm-hmm.
They actually did. It was politically motivated. Basically, they wanted to just do it for show because the people in power at that time didn't really like Formosus for reasons, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there was a guy. His name was Guy the Third.
Guy the Third.
His name was Guy the Third of Spoleto.
Of Spoleto.
Yeah, Guy the Third of Spoleto.
I'm imagining Guy Fieri.
That would be great if he looked like Guy Fieri.
That'd be so sweet.
He probably didn't. He probably looked much different, actually.
I need you to draw Guy Fieri as the Pope.
So in 891, John VIII crowns Guy the Third of Spoleto as emperor. So Guy the Third
Mm-hmm.
is crowned emperor in 891.
Yep.
892,
Mm-hmm.
Formosus goes and crowns his son as emperor, as co-emperor. That's problematic, right? Why would he do that? So now we have a father-son duo
As co-emperor.
as co-emperors, and the dad's like, "What the fuck? I'm emperor, right?"
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
okay. So why are we doing that? So in 893, the next year, Formosus obviously became nervous about Guy's aggression, right?
Mhm.
Guy's mad because why did you name my son co-emperor,
Yeah.
right? Now, the reason why, you have John VIII, who is in cahoots with Guy the Third,
Mhm.
and they are all about this one kingdom. And then you have Formosus, who is hanging out over here with Carolingian Arnulf of Carinthia,
That's a name.
right? And getting him to invade Italy,
Okay.
right? So Formosus is trying to get this guy to come invade Italy because John sucks. And Formosus is like, I don't like that John's constantly coming after me.
Yeah.
Right.
So he's trying to take him out.
Right.
Very popely thing to do.
Arnulf tried to invade,
Mhm.
failed.
Okay.
Yep, which probably would have been very serious trouble for Formosus had Guy not died shortly after.
Oh boy.
So, like, of course, Guy as the emperor or co-emperor with his son probably would have been pretty pissed about that, right?
Yeah.
And probably had Formosus killed, except he died. So it was no longer an issue.
Through mysterious means or just croaked?
He just died. I don't know how he died.
Okay.
He probably just croaked. He was old. 2 years later, 895, Formosus re-invited that Arnulf guy to come invade Italy again.
Okay.
Right? And in 896, Arnulf crossed the Alps. It was only a few months later, the next year. He crossed the Alps, entered into Rome, and Formosus had him crowned as the new emperor of Italy.
Okay.
So, like, all this like power tripping and like it's just going into different hands over and over again, right? It's just power shifting hands. There's a bunch of emperors,
Lots
bunch
of
of
that.
popes.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knows what the heck's going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's very like high school, like, but for popes, you know?
Well, it is, but it's also, I feel like, reflective of the era. I mean, disputes were settled with war, period, in this
Yeah.
time. So it kind of makes sense.
Yeah. So, Arnulf comes in and invades, and he enters Rome, where Formosus crowns him as the Holy Roman Emperor. And then Formosus dies. Too soon. He was very young. He was 80 years old.
It's bananas to think that he lived to 80 years old.
So Formosus dies. They need a new pope. The new pope is Pope Boniface VI. He was pope for 2 weeks, and then he died.
That's only 2 weeks?
Only 2
Good
weeks.
grief, I thought he was pope for at least a few months.
Now, I don't know much about Pope Boniface,
Uh-huh.
but
I don't think anybody does. He was pope for 2 weeks.
He was pope for 2 weeks. I do think it is a little suspicious that he was the successor and then immediately dies, and then his successor
Uh-huh.
puts Formosus on trial as a dead guy.
Very, very suspect.
He dies 2 weeks later. Lambert.
What's his face?
Right. It's Lambert of Spoleto.
Right.
So it's Guy's son.
Guy.
Right. Okay. So Lambert and his mom, the Empress, Angiltrude, I think is how you say her name.
Mm-hmm.
They entered Rome around that time, but Stephen VI became pope, and the Cadaver Synod was conducted directly afterwards at the beginning of the year 897, 9 months later. So historians used to think that Emperor Lambert and his mother were behind the whole creepy Cadaver Synod thing. Some scholar in the early 1900s, his name was Joseph Duer, pointed out that there was a big problem with that theory.
Mm-hmm.
Here's some facts. Basically, Lambert later showed up at a church council where they officially said that whole corpse thing was just wrong. We shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, you don't say.
Let's undo it, is what he said.
Oh my god.
And
dig him up again.
Yeah, dig him up again, and well, they couldn't though. They couldn't.
They thought about
dig
it?
him up again.
They thought about it?
No, I'm just saying it wouldn't have been a possibility anyway.
Okay.
His body didn't exist anymore.
What did they do to him?
Anyway,
what?
Moving on.
No.
I'll get into it.
Okay.
So if Lambert, this is what Duer said, if Lambert really planned this whole thing, why would he later approve canceling it? And why would the Pope at that time openly criticize the synod right in front of him without any tension?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Right? So it's very unlikely that Lambert was actually the mastermind of this. Another historian added some more details and said that Formosus and Lambert weren't even enemies. They actually got along quite well, at least at first.
I mean, sure, he appointed him, right, as co-emperor, so why wouldn't he like him?
Things only went bad when Lambert's relative, Guy IV, started acting aggressively and invading places. So you have Guy III, who's co-emperor, and then you've got Guy IV, who is just causing chaos now because he's pissed off about it.
Good grief.
So, like, that panic was likely pushed onto Formosus to call in outside help, and that chaos is what likely led to the Cadaver Synod, where they did this whole thing for show, where they dug up his body, put it on trial, and then hucked it in a river. So Pope Formosus, I believe, ended up in a river. He got just his body chucked.
He just got
his skeleton.
Tanked.
Let's talk about the Cadaver Synod. Here's what happened. So January 897, Pope Stephen VI dug up the body of Formosus, and from his grave, which was in this pristine place of high prestige, and put him on trial. Pointed the finger at him and said, "You're a jackass. You committed perjury. You were ambitious," which is not okay for popes. You can't be ambitious for a pope.
Mm-hmm.
And you basically became a pope when you weren't even legally a bishop anymore. Right? Because if you remember, he had his bishophood removed. Mm-hmm. He and his buddies.
Right.
Quite earlier. The corpse was literally propped up on a throne.
Cool.
Yeah, they're just screaming but they had a guy there, obviously. There was a deacon there who spoke for him.
Sure.
Right? So you've got dead guy in the chair.
Was it at least somebody who actually knew him when he was alive, or just some rando?
I mean, I assume they all kind of knew each other.
Sure.
No idea.
You know, it was just his least favorite deacon too. He's like, I hate that guy, Dan.
Uh,
Dan and I aren't even friends.
Something tells me everybody who was there were his least favorite people.
Yeah, but still, even the guy defending him.
Yeah. So, okay. So, he was accused of illegally switching bishop positions or like job hopping, basically. Bulgaria really wanted him.
Sure.
And,
Sorry for being so popular.
Right. What, like it's hard? He, broke his oaths and committed perjury. He did make an oath that he would no longer act as a pope or act as a bishop, right? Because he was excommunicated. And in order to undo his excommunication, he made promises that he would not act in his rights as a bishop.
Okay.
And therefore he became pope improperly and was never actually allowed to be pope. That's the trial, right?
Okay. Sure.
Now, having undeclared him pope would mean that everything he did acting as pope could then be retroactively undone. I think that was the purpose of doing this.
It feels very much like an impeachment trial.
Yeah. Kind of, yeah. And so they were trying to basically, in their vying for power, they had one side of the popeness moving some people towards power and then the other side moving other people towards power. And as this was like an act of, well, that guy wasn't really pope anyway, so we can't really accept anything that happened anyway.
Sure. It's no longer canon.
Yep. Oh, yeah. So, of course, this is a court trial. This has like a jury and stuff.
Sure.
Right? People are there watching this. The court declares him, he's guilty. Dead guy. He's guilty. The verdict, Stephen VI went further. He stripped the corpse of its papal clothing. So, like, he was buried in Pope regalia. So he had it stripped naked. He cut off 3 fingers for blessing. The 3 fingers they used to bless.
Okay.
Symbolically destroying his authority as a pope or bishop. And he declared all of Formosis's decisions and church appointments invalid. Even the ordination of Stephen VI himself. He was ordained by Formosus.
So then what?
I don't know. I don't think they knew what they were doing.
They're like, wait a damn minute.
So they dressed him in normal people clothes, and they buried it in a cemetery for foreigners, which is like a dishonorable thing.
Cemetery for foreigners? Jeez Louise.
They gave him like a
dishonorably discharged from the popehood, from his papal responsibilities.
They crammed him into some earth that people were not happy with. Yeah. Well, and then that wasn't even the end of it.
What'd they do with the fingers?
I don't know. They probably fed him to a dog or something. I have no idea.
Fed him to a dog?
I'm being creative. I have no idea what they did with the fingers. They just removed them. They said, this pope
was not dope.
This pope is not dope. He no longer joke. Get out of here.
Wow.
But that wasn't even the end. His body was later dug up again, tied to weights, and then thrown into the Tiber River.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Cool.
So he couldn't even be buried in Rome. He also was like kicked out of Rome for like a good portion of his life. So after he was excommunicated.
So sorry. Burying him with the foreigners wasn't enough. They had to dig him up and throw him into the river? Why?
I don't know. On one hand, I think it might be like just insult to injury.
Just spite.
It's spiteful. On another hand, it's like, oh, well, we can't put him on trial again. Not that long later, everything that they just put this corpse through was undone. Like, they said, no, you know what? He is Pope. And it's fine. Later.
Through what means?
I know, this is ridiculous.
Snip, snap, snip, snap.
Snip, snap, snip. You know what that does to a pope? You know what that does to a dead guy? So the whole thing backfires really badly on Stephen VI, right? Obviously, if Formosus is the one who appointed Stephen VI, and he goes, everything Formosus did is invalid, including appointing me. Doesn't that make sort of like a time loop? You know what I mean? Like, I was never appointed by Formosus, and therefore I can't put Formosus on trial. And since I can't put Formosus on trial,
right? I
was appointed by Formosus.
You just know that guy went to sleep one night and was all, wait a damn minute.
Wait a minute. Everybody that night, it was like...
Hang on a second.
So, Okay, so people in Rome were very disgusted and angry by this too. Like,
Hmm.
because it's like really shameful. How could you dig up a dead body, put it on trial, then toss it in a bad burial plot, then dig it up again and throw it in the river,
Yeah,
which is
that's
basically what they did with their trash,
that's
right?
pretty wild.
Supposedly, his body did wash up on the riverbank. There are rumors that his body was performing miracles, which only made
Oh.
people even more upset and superstitious about what had happened.
Oh god. So what were these miracles?
I don't know. I
Oh,
don't
so we
know.
don't even know what the miracles were.
No, but people were claiming that his body was causing miracles to happen. Rome revolted.
Sure.
Rome revolted. There's a lot of public anger and uprising against Stephen the Sixth. He was deposed. He was removed from power, and then he was imprisoned. So now Stephen the Sixth goes to jail. He's on trial, and shortly after, he was actually strangled in prison.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So this is 897, mid 897. So this is like, dig up Formosus, put him on trial, throw away his body. 6 months later, strangled to death.
People were really just out there doing whatever the fuck they wanted.
These popes gotta cope.
These popes are
They,
unhinged.
it's wild. Bananas. So, okay, so then Stephen dies. Immediately, the Cadaver Synod is reversed as soon as
Sure.
Stephen dies.
Sure.
A new pope, Theodore II, took power briefly, and then I guess he probably died. But Theodore held a new church council and basically said everything about that corpse trial is ridiculous and invalid.
And then another guy popped up and strangled him.
And then the next guy, yeah.
This is so whack. What is happening?
Yeah. Again, we could probably do a whole episode on terrible popes, and there is a whole book on that, by the way.
The Catholic Church. I mean, listen, am I surprised? No. But
A lot of Catholic, a lot of Holy Ghosts. You know what I'm saying?
indeed.
Okay, so anyway, Theodore II cleared Formosus' name, ordered his body to be recovered from the Tiber. It was reburied properly in St. Peter's Basilica.
Oh, so they were able to find him?
Yeah, because it was doing miracles. People found him, and it was doing miracles.
I need to know
somehow.
more about the doing miracles.
I don't know, but because of that reason, he was a real pope, right?
Sure.
People were claiming, and so they dressed him back in his full papal regalia and buried him again in St. Peter's Basilica this time.
Wow. Okay.
Instead of St. John's.
Sure.
Pope John the Ninth went even further, held an additional council in Rome and another council in Ravenna.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to say that.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Italians, if I'm just like pissing you off with my terrible pronunciation.
Our singular Italian listeners all shaking their fist.
Shaking their what's that called?
Croissant, baguette.
The
Those are French
the gabagool. It's New York Italian.
That's American Italian.
It's like their version of aloha, I'm told. Anyway, so this guy John the Ninth holds these additional councils in these two places. He reconfirmed that the Cadaver Synod is bullshit. It's basically what he said. And he ordered that all the records of the trial be destroyed, which led to some issues.
Sure.
Obviously, you got to keep that stuff, man. That's crazy. That's wild.
Sure.
We need several officials involved also became excommunicated, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how could you do such a horrible thing to an actual pope?
Mm-hmm.
And it was obviously just for power,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because it was just a big power play. It was like a big theatrical.
Mm-hmm. It's pageantry.
It's pageantry.
It's drag.
If you don't know, it's like, that's like the most anti-God thing you can do. Like, according to the religion of the time,
common sense would say that that's probably not
bad. Yeah, you don't have to be a member of the church to know that this is probably not allowed and ungodly.
Frowned upon at best.
At best. Anyway, so he permanently banned the idea of trying a dead person in church law. So there's a law against trying dead people now.
It's like that saying, if there's a rule about it, it's because it's happened.
Yep. And possibly multiple times. Anyway, so the Cadaver Synod caused a bunch of outrage, obviously. This led to the Pope who ordered it being overthrown and killed, and later completely reversed and condemned by the church leaders as illegitimate and disgraceful. That's all I have on the Cadaver Synod. So here's a drawing of Pope Formosus.
Whoa. I don't know what I was expecting, but that hair is a choice.
The hair is pretty wild. I like it. Kind of fun. He looks grumpy.
We can put this on Instagram.
Yeah, we'll put these photos up on Instagram. Yeah, I mean that's what I've got. I do want to know more about this. There aren't any books about this specifically.
How? Why?
Right. Well, because there's not a lot of documentation from the year 897,
Okay,
right?
sure.
But there are books that mention it. And there's a whole book about bad popes, which I want to read, and we should do an episode in the future.
Okay.
But his story is mentioned in there.
Okay, now's the time where we speculate wildly. Do you think he was actually performing miracles?
Yes.
What kind of miracles?
He was a real pope. First off, the church decided he was a real pope. Secondly, Bulgarian people loved the crap out of him.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I have no idea. They just said he was really good at his job.
Just a cool guy.
Yeah, he was like officiating things.
Just brought the vibes.
People loved him. People loved him so much they would not accept any other bishop, right? They loved him. They thought he was that good at his job.
That's
So
wild.
like I feel like that in and of itself is a miracle. Because like when do you show up to work and everybody's like, this is the guy, right?
That's fair, honestly.
Yeah, most people are like
uniting people, having a unanimous decision of like absolutely not.
Yeah.
Nobody else will do.
Then your body washes your dead body after you've already been declared not pope.
Mm-hmm.
Your dead body washes up after it's been buried and desecrated in like a graveyard for foreigners.
Can't keep him away from his job.
Right. Yeah, you can't keep him. He's still hard at work, dead for 9 months and longer, and still hard at work as people are receiving miracles. Right.
I agree. I'm inclined to believe that he was probably pretty cool if this many people who were vying for power hated him.
Yeah, that's generally the case.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like just the fact that he was liked
made
him too dangerous.
Liked by the people.
Yeah, and that caused him to be excommunicated.
Yeah.
Yeah, at first he was like, as a bishop, he was no longer bishop. And he was excommunicated. And then in order to get back in the church and not be excommunicated, he had to promise, supposedly, that he would never act in bishophood again or something like that. He would act as a layperson. But then he started performing bishoply duties as a layperson. And that's what caused him to become pope incorrectly. Can you imagine having that exciting of a life at 80 years old?
Can you imagine living to 80 years old? You're twice the age of like
most
of the other people around you.
In middle-age Europe where people are getting like strangled to death in prison.
People are dying of
popes are getting strangled to death in prison.
People are dying of like, I don't know.
Who knows? All sorts of things.
Nail infections.
Yeah, what was the Oregon Trail thing?
Dysentery.
Yeah. Probably dysentery.
And he's just out there. He's out there. He lives to 80. And then even his dead body is all, can't get rid of me. Sorry.
I'm busy.
Sorry about it.
I got work to do.
I got poping to do.
I got more pope to go.
More poping, more problems.
More pope, more problems. Anyway, that's the Cadaver Synod. The story of a pope who was well liked and hated, and his body dug up after he died and put on trial, and then tossed in a river.
He was probably pretty cool.
He probably, honestly, I don't know. His haircut was cool.
That hairdo was a statement hairdo.
Yeah.
For those who didn't see the photo, go over to the Instagram so you can see, but he has sort of like a cloud-like, he's bald, except for he has a halo.
He's got the ring, the common ring around his head.
Yes, and it's very fluffy and cloud-like according to this drawing, and then just right on the front of his head.
A little
like bangs, a little tuft, a little cloud.
Tuft. And that probably is because, he's 80.
Yeah, but wow.
Yeah. So
the tuft of hair right in the front is bananas.
I want to know more about Formosis's story. I'm going to look into some of the books that he's mentioned in and see if I can dig up anything else. But it's kind of a wild story.
Something about popes too, just about like pope culture, I guess, is that popes will generally choose their pope name. It's like a stage name, if you will. They like pick it. Well, they choose a name when they become pope, right?
Yes, they do choose a name. Yeah.
So was Formosus his chosen name?
I mean, I'm assuming.
I'm curious what, because I don't think there were any others after him that went by that name. Surely not.
I mean, maybe he didn't choose it. Because, people choose that name now, but it might not have always been the case.
Pope John Paul II in 1533 was the first to choose his name. His birth name was
Mercurius, yeah.
Mercurius, which is a cool name.
It is a cool name.
That's a sweet name.
So he became Pope John II. And I'm guessing after John the Baptist.
Mercurius,
I don't know.
naturally, was the name of a pagan Roman god, so he...
Okay, that makes sense.
He's like, yeah, that ain't right. That's fair, I guess.
And then it became standard for most popes to continue the use of their birth names.
And then the practice of picking a papal name became standard around 955.
John the 12th, so just after. Or rather, just prior to his death. I get confused with all the...
No, this is...
How many Johns we got here, okay?
Well, at least...
At least 12!
There are a lot of popes who went by John, I know that.
Right, oh yeah, it was 897 when Formosus died, right? So this is you know what? This is around the time when all that stuff stopped happening. So remember I said there was an average of one pope a year for a short period, but then there were 24 popes over the period of roughly 850 to 950. So this is when it finally slowed down.
I would love a little timeline breakdown of that situation. And then I want to know about the guy who sort of put a cap on that. I don't know if it was Pope John the 12th.
12th, yeah.
But I'm curious about that.
He's all, guys, listen, not just for my own sake, but we got to slow down.
Fun fact, apparently no pope has ever taken the name Peter out of respect for St. Peter, who was the first pope.
Oh, the Peter rule.
The Peter rule.
You got to abide by the Peter rule.
That was really interesting.
Weird. Was it? I didn't make it too boring, did I?
I mean, no. I feel like it's pretty hard to talk about putting a cadaver on trial and have it be boring.
If anybody could do it, it would be me. I don't know. I thought it was an interesting story.
I wonder if there are other instances in history. Surely there are other instances in history in which rulers of various kinds have been put on trial
after they died.
Mm-hmm.
Dug up and put on trial.
Yeah, in a physical sense.
Well, it's at least illegal in the papacy. In the papacy. I don't know what you call it. I don't know enough about being a pope. I gotta look this stuff up.
Shall we look up reviews of
Burger Kings at the papal
St. Peter's Basilica?
Yeah. Do they have reviews?
Oh, it's the largest church in the world.
Wow. We should go someday. That'd be cool.
Let's look up reviews. There's a ton of reviews.
4.8 stars, babe. Somebody there's a 1-star review. Yeah, 5 stars. 5 stars. People like it. Oh gosh, our internet is terrible.
Wow, this is like the olden times.
It literally is like the olden days where you had to wait for one line at a time.
It's literally what's happening right now. That is bananas.
For context, we are staying at a place that's out in the middle of nowhere right now.
Yeah, we are.
So our internet
truly in the middle of nowhere.
Wow. From what I can see, it's beautiful.
Me. Wow, this is bananas.
It's really cool.
Good grief. The artistry.
It's very
the
cool.
Craftsmanship.
Okay, it's hard to look at this and know that somebody did not put 5 stars. Maybe share some of this person's photos. It's really cool. So, it's not where he started off buried, right? He was in St. John's Basilica. But
right.
This is where his body ended. Yeah.
This is where he ended up. So this is in Vatican City, naturally. Razor Wheels 2. Yep. This is from just a month ago, 5 stars. Go ahead and read it.
This is the most beautiful basilica in the world. Definitely get tickets beforehand. The line is not worth the wait. Hundreds of people long.
The line is not worth the wait?
But they still put 5 stars. Hundreds of people long. The tickets don't sell out. We bought ours the night before. If you're going to the dome, bring a smaller backpack. The stairs get cramped. The dome is worth it. Just know it's about 700 steps with little to no breaks without holding everyone up.
Oh, dang.
The audio guide is free on your phone and worth listening to. If you're Catholic, weekday mass is held in the morning about every hour.
Oh my God. Just hour after hour, just...
You got... it makes sense to me. Yeah, you got to just do it.
Sure.
Yeah. Just ask a curator. They will direct you. The statues are huge and stunning. The marble work is spectacular and the mosaics are amazing.
That's fair.
Words and photos barely describe it. Such a blessing to be able to visit.
All right, I want to find a bad review.
Let's find a bad review. Okay, here's Works for Holidays. Oh, wow, this is a long one. Okay, after a terrible experience at the Vatican Museums. How are you having a terrible experience at the Vatican Museums?
Yeah,
I thought
what?
St. Peter's Basilica might be better. I was wrong. The management here is just as incompetent, and the entire visit was a frustrating mess. This person had a bad time. Clueless and misleading staff. The staff outside are completely clueless and aggressively rude. When we arrived, a staff member told us we couldn't enter without a ticket. Confused, we went online to the official website on the spot and saw an option for entry plus audio guide and bought it. When we went back to show them, the staff rudely barked at us that we still didn't have the right ticket and ordered us to move off. The ultimate ticket scam. Completely puzzled, we managed to ask another staff member nearby, only to be told that no ticket is required to enter the basilica at all. We had just been tricked into buying an audio guide we didn't want because of their terrible instructions.
Okay.
Wasn't the audio guide free?
Yeah.
The long, scorching wait. We had to go join a completely different line and wait in the hot, scorching sun for close to an hour just to get through security. Feels like a shopping mall, not a church. I don't know. The pictures don't really feel like a shopping mall. Once inside, yes, it's big, but any sense of holiness or sacred feeling is entirely gone. It feels exactly like entering a crowded shopping mall. The atmosphere is completely ruined by tour group leaders shouting and waving massive pointers in the air. Between the heat, the power-tripping staff, and the commercialized atmosphere, it was exhausting and disappointing. Do not waste your time. Visit it on a weekday. You know what? I actually do kind of feel that last sentiment just a little bit.
They did share a photo of the very, very crowded line in which
That other
I'm sure that it is
did
hot.
say hundreds of people.
I'm sure that it is hot outside. There are people with umbrellas protecting from the sun.
To be fair, it does kind of suck to want to go to this like sacred holy place. It's just people screaming all over the place.
Sure, but at the same time, it's a massive tourist destination. Like, what? You gotta know that that's what you're walking into.
I feel like adequate research beforehand probably would have nullified some of the disappointment in this review.
I want to find a silly one.
Felt like cattle. Christy JSM. Is it beautiful? Yes. Is it inspirational? Spiritual? Yes. But here's what can ruin it. Long lines, immense crowds, limited access to exhibits, huge numbers of tour groups overwhelming other tours and non-tour guests, no picture taking allowed in the Sistine Chapel.
Oh, sure. The Sistine Chapel is what we were seeing pictures of.
Plus, you end up packed shoulder to shoulder with other guests. I'm against that. It's organized chaos. Skip the tickets and tours. Don't waste your money. 1 star. Was it worth it? Yes, but no. So that sounded like.
Chris Jones, 1 star, 8 months ago. Wouldn't let us bring our water bottles in and told us we could get it on the way out. Then wouldn't let us near the area to get our water bottles back. Makes you wonder what else they're lying about. Thou shalt not steal.
And then there's the photo included
of just a big thumbs down.
He's just thumbs downing the the basilica.
Ah, good grief. All right. Well, we get the vibe there. Let's go to the Burger King, which is just outside of Vatican City.
Okay, yeah, let's check.
So let's look at this.
These street names are bonkers.
Yeah, try to read that street name.
Viale de
Bastioni di Michelangelo. 7. Nailed it.
Via Tommaso Campanella.
All right, let's look at these reviews.
I just want to know about the Vatican McDonald's.
Give me pictures of Spider-Man.
Or Burger King, I guess we're looking at.
Yeah, what do we got here? What does an Italian Burger King look like?
Oh my god. All right, you can get chili cheese dog fries.
That's a stretch. What I'm seeing here is fries with a smidgen of shredded cheddar and some bacon.
That is an upsetting amount of cheese.
It's like, why even bother?
If you're gonna
with the
do
cheese?
it, do it.
Yeah, don't even do the cheese at that point.
All right, nothing like sitting near uncleaned garbage, roaming flies, and being told to use a restroom in a different facility because there's employees go to close it so paying customers can't use it past 8 p.m. I read that right, didn't I?
Yeah.
Wow. Oof. I will happily spend my money elsewhere next time. Vaffanculo? What's Vaffanculo? Adam Levine was really mad about it.
The Adam Levine. A month ago, 1 star. Minushi Sharma.
That's a cool name.
1 star, 2 years ago. Hotspot for thieves. There's no
Oh.
security inside Burger King. Why would there be?
I bet there's a ton of thieves there, though. I bet there's a lot of pickpockets in that.
Why would there be
for sure.
security inside the Burger King? They
Because
say it
there's
like it's a given.
pickpockets in the area.
There's not what?
There probably are security, to be fair. There's probably
What is this, Skyrim?
Listen, there probably are a lot of shopping centers in this area, and they probably do have a lot of security. So it may have been surprising that Burger King did not have security because of pickpockets. I've heard it's a
I don't
bad
know.
issue.
Let me get through this review.
All right.
Our bag got stolen from inside the restaurant, and the staff refused to help us in any way and asked us to go to the police. Okay, again, obviously sucks your bag got stolen.
Yeah.
But why and how would the Burger King employee be able to help you?
Well, maybe they'd want to see like footage, camera, or something. But,
I guess.
But yeah, you would need to talk to the police for that too, anyway.
After asking multiple times, we got to know from the staff that the bag stealing from inside the restaurant was very common there.
Yeah.
Although we are all responsible for our own belongings, but a sign suggesting beware of thieves could be helpful to everyone.
I guess that's true. Even a sign. That doesn't tell me anything about the restaurant except that I'm sorry that happened to you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously getting your bag stolen sucks, but again, not really relevant to the restaurant.
What about animal lover?
This other person also says that I got my laptop bag stolen with my
Oh no, with the passport,
cash cards. That sucks. That's tough. I kept the bag on a chair beside me. Staff didn't help at all. Again,
how did it get?
How
did
would
somebody just like grab it and run? Oof, I would be mad.
Veg burgers aren't that good.
There we go.
There are CCTV inside, but they didn't let us check it. There's zero security and zero support provided.
I do want to say this Piazza Adriana, whatever.
It's very star-shaped.
It's very star-shaped and it's kind of cool.
Whoa, it's a castle.
It's a castel, I believe. Saint Angelo.
Wow.
That's cool. I want to go visit that.
It's right on the River Tiber here. This is neat.
I wonder if that's where Formosus was chucked in.
We're very uncultured people, I'm realizing, because I don't know shit all about Italy, really.
I do not know dick about Italy, but I want to.
Yeah. A 5-star review of this castle from 3 weeks ago.
It's not much.
It's not much, but nice to get up top to look out at the views.
From Quinte Mohawk.
Nice little cafe inside as you walk around with little tables. Castle's in a lovely spot by the river with the Bridge of Angels in front.
3 weeks ago. Oh, man.
Saying it's not much is so
Quinte,
funny.
I want to know. This is Quinte Mohawk.
You know what it is?
I want to know what Quinte's seen.
You know what it is?
What?
Rome and Italy, but especially Rome, is so chock full of these big, just incredible historical places.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, this castle ain't much. I've seen better.
It must be, yeah. Like, what have you seen that you're looking at this and you're going, it's okay.
We'll put a picture of this castle up on the Instagram. And with that, probably a good time to wrap.
That's a good time to call it. We've been talking too long.
Anywho, thank you for sharing that wild story with me.
Thanks for listening to my bullshit.
I will say the topic that I have for next time, I think will be kind of fun. Fun for me anyway, but I'm a big nerd, so.
What is it?
I think,
Can you give us a hint?
It will be weather related, but in a way that you don't expect.
Okay, but if I did expect it, I'm going to be mad. So just keep that in mind.
It will be fun. It'll be a good time. And it'll be interesting and probably a topic most people have not heard of.
Thanks for listening to us.
Yeah. I'm going to make us some dinner. What are we going to eat?
Something with fresh jalapenos. I know that much.
We have so many jalapenos right now.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It is bananas. It's jalapenos.
All right, bye, everybody. Bye.
Everything seems to see.